Hello and welcome to the Ram Show. It is what? I wanted to say October, but it's not October. It is November 12th, 2017. Welcome back for another exciting episode of the Ram Show. I think today is going to be a pretty good show for this week. So anyway, without further ado, I am going to bring in Zach here, and hopefully I've hit the right buttons. Hi, Zach. Oh, what? Wonderful. Just your reaction. So, I will tell you the good news right now. And that is... Okay. Oh, okay. That was interesting. I looked over at the, my monitor so I could see, you know, the live stream and stuff like that, make sure we're up and things. And it said we were live, but somehow I had it, like, I had the time bar, like, pulled back, so it was still saying that we were, like, waiting to start. It's like, what the heck? So, anyway. We're good, though. We're good. Everyone can hear me. I can hear you. And, we are streaming this week, so we're off to a good start so far. So, anyway, you seem extra quiet today.
No, I don't know.
Okay. Well, maybe we can get you a little talkative with this first topic right here, where we get to make fun of Apple yet again.
Well, what'd they do?
So Apple, right? They released their brand new phone, the iPhone X or the iPhone 10 or whatever people are calling it. Right?
Yes, they did.
Oh goodness, this is going to be a painful week this week, I think. Anyway, so
What? What do you mean?
You normally have more input, but whatever. Anyway, so they released their new phone, right? And they released a new operating system to go along with it, as Apple usually does, right?
Yeah, and by this point, I don't even know what the differences are. I mean, all the new...
Between all the new...
little tiny aesthetic difference, that's about it.
The text
iOS.
on things has gotten a lot bigger on a lot of things. That's one thing that's happened. Anyway, so... there was an issue, a bug that popped up. I never experienced it, but apparently, you're going to actually be able to, as the article says, you'll now be able to talk about yourself as much as you want in iMessage, and here is why. Every time you would type the I character, it would autocorrect to an A.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Something in the operating system got, like, messed up. So, yeah, like, you would type an I, and it would just autocorrect to an A. It was a bug.
I don't understand. What? I mean, how does that even happen?
I don't know. You know what I think is the funniest part about this, though? Like, the whole, like, Apple product line, like, what are they putting in front of stuff now? Exactly.
Like,
I think it's funny that the one letter that, like, is kind of like Apple-esque, like, is the one letter that got screwed up. Know what I mean?
I didn't think of that, but I mean, I guess so. Although you won't be typing it by itself if you're talking about an Apple product.
No, but anytime...
In fact, I think Apple products like to autocorrect. Like if you were to type iPhone, it would autocorrect to capitalize the P.
Yeah,
make sure that
it does.
Grammatically correct.
But that's what I'm saying is, like, regardless of whether you type the I by itself or you type it with other things, it would autocorrect to an A. It was anytime you would hit it, it would autocorrect to an A, I guess. So, but the bug in Apple iOS 11.1 software prevented some users from typing the letter I. Again, I never had problems with this. Instead, it would autocorrect to the letter A and a... Oh, and then there was a Unicode symbol as well that I guess would go along with it.
So what if you type I as part of a word? That's not going to get auto-corrected, right?
No, I think it still did. I could be wrong on that.
What? You can't type a word with the letter I. Is that what it's saying?
Well, I think like so with like with the PC, like you can, if you wanted to screw with somebody, this is a great April Fool's prank, by the way. You can remap the characters, like the letters, on the keyboard, so that when somebody types a certain letter, it actually types a different letter.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I'm thinking like the same thing happened here. So regardless of whether you were typing an I inside of a word, it would still it would automatically change it to an I. Or an A, I mean.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's completely ridiculous.
I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how that worked. So, yeah, I could be wrong on that. But I don't know. Anyway, but Apple on Thursday, last week, released a software update, iOS 11.1.1, that fixed the issue. So now you can download that. Go to the settings thing, do all that fun stuff, yada, yada, yada. Plenty of videos online explaining how that works. But yeah, so I guess it's been fixed now. So iOS 11 debuted in September with the introduction of the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus. As of November 6, 52% of iPhones and iPads were using some version of iOS 11. I went ahead and upgraded. So, gotta get the new shiny operating system.
Yeah, so you can have that ever so slightly different aesthetic, right?
Yeah, like I said, I think what changed, like, the text on a lot of things got a lot bigger. So, I think it was, like, geared towards, like, people that had trouble seeing the screen. Things like that. I'm sure probably a lot of people complain that, I can't see it, it's too small.
I feel like you're taking a jab at old people.
Yes, I was, but I was trying not to say it.
Fair enough.
But yes, I was taking a jab at older people. Anyway, so that's kind of the deal with that whole thing. How that all happened, why it was even a thing, I have absolutely no idea. I never had to deal with it, so yeah, I was fine. But anyway. So,
I mean, I guess you can just turn off autocorrect if it were to be a thing.
I don't think that was the problem, though. I think it was just doing it automatically. Like I said, like a character map, like on your Windows phone, where you just hit the button and it automatically switches to an A. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know if there were any... Well, actually, I think there were some walkarounds and stuff like that, but...
There has to be some kind of workaround, because there's no way that...
I think the workaround was
if that were to happen to you, you're just like kind of screwed, really.
I think the workaround was actually to go in and like remap, because I think, I could be wrong on this, but I think you can remap the keys on the keyboard in iOS. So I think like what people were suggesting was to like take the A key and reprogram it to be an I guess.
So then you just have to remember to use A if you want to type I.
An I if you want to type A. I think.
Oh,
I could be wrong on that.
So stupid.
I could be wrong on that, but I know there was... I know for sure that there was a walkaround. I don't know exactly what the walkaround was because I didn't care because it didn't affect me. So, anyway. But, okay. Another topic where we get to... Yeah, moving on. Another topic where we get to make fun of a company. Zach, besides Apple... who else do you hate usually?
I hate Comcast. I hate them a lot. I hate Mediacom. I hate, well, I mean, just insert ISP here. I probably
That's what I was looking for. Okay, that's what I was looking for. I was like, ISPs. That's what I was looking for. So, anyway, I think that this is funny. And when you hear the reason why this happened, you're going to be like, what? So, anyway, yes. Okay, so Comcast... last week, the internet service Xfinity, so that's their whole internet service thing, it suffered an outage earlier on, when was this? This was November 6th, so what day would that have been? November 6th would have been last Monday, actually. So, last Monday, suffered a major outage, across the country. So, Down Detector showed services being down around the United States, including large cities like San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Boston. So far, TV services and home phones weren't affected. So there you go, Zach. Still got that wonderful TV.
And actually, I'm fairly certain that I was somehow affected by this because probably like it didn't seem to be a problem at first, but a couple days after I heard about that outage that I think also Level 3 was involved with to some extent. They had problems too, I think. A couple days after that, just internet took a dump here. Oh man, it was awful. And I guess it seems to be working fine today, and it worked a little better yesterday. But before then, it was just awful. Oh my god.
Yeah, but okay.
Why?
Well, your connection doesn't sound...
So, I don't...
Your end of the conversation doesn't sound great. You were, like, breaking up there, and then you roboted a little bit. So... Then again, the Wi-Fi stuff at the... Oh! You know what I was thinking, actually? Maybe I shouldn't discuss this on the RAM show, but oh wow. I'm going to do it anyways. Hold on. Let me do this real quick. So here's the coverage map of, I guess, the areas that were out. Things like that. It looks like Minnesota got hit with some outages.
I mean, whoever got hit, I think that it affected me as well, because...
Well, that or it was the crappy internet that we have at the campus.
No, it's never been this bad before. Never. And the fact that it coincided with this issue that happened to Comcast,
That's true. Okay, do you want my idea?
What's your idea?
Okay,
what is your idea attempt to accomplish?
Getting you possibly better and faster internet?
Yes, I like to hear ideas. So what is it? Although I'm a little skeptical.
I'm a little skeptical whether it would actually work, and it would be pretty jerry-rigged, but, well, somewhat jerry-rigged, but okay.
What's your idea?
Here's my idea, right? Okay. Get a network switch, right? Because that's going to be important here. Okay? Then, and here's the other problem. We need, like, a small, like, network switch that supported PoE as well. Or PoE pass-through, if that's a thing. Anyway, here's my idea, right? So, disconnect the Ethernet cable that is going to the Wi-Fi extender in your room. Plug said end of cable into network switch. Plug cable into the Wi-Fi extender, or the access point, excuse me, so that still works. And then run a cable directly to the back of your computer.
That would probably cause a bit of trouble, but it'd be fun to try. Even though we probably won't try.
Right?
I don't think that'll ever happen, but it would be kind of fun, I guess.
You know what, though?
For some reason, work.
Well, I can't understand why it wouldn't work.
You would have to detach the thing first.
Yeah, internet would temporarily go down for a moment. I doubt anyone would actually notice, though. It would be probably a period of, like, 30 seconds.
Well, no, I know that, but you'd have to, like, take the thing off of the ceiling, is what I mean.
Would you?
Yeah, probably. I don't know how else you're going to get to the cable.
I thought the cable just plugged into the side of it.
I don't think it is plugged into the side of it, actually.
I hope they didn't do something stupid where it's like a wireless bridge. Or something
Oh, if it was a wireless bridge, yeah, that would be pretty bad, too.
Because then you'd be screwed at that point. I don't know. I would imagine, though...
You're basically screwed no matter what.
Well, but see, here's my thing. I would imagine that there's a cable coming from the ceiling going into it that's providing...
I'm sure that's what it is.
Providing the internet connection and PoE, because I don't think they actually ran, like, electrical cables. That's why I said you'd need a PoE switch so that you could power the device still. Stuff like that. So, I don't know, though. I'm kind of curious if that would work.
A little unrealistic.
I don't know. I don't know if it's unrealistic or not, actually. I don't know if it actually is unrealistic. Because if it's as simple as unplugging the cable, plugging it into a switch, and then attaching your computer via the switch, and then we would, like I said, plug a cable from the access point into the switch. So basically all you're doing is adding extra places to plug in a network cable.
Yes, I get how that's a thing, but what I don't know is... Well, also, where are you going to put the switch? Like, it's on the ceiling.
That's why I said it would be somewhat jerry-rigged-ish.
You'd have to find a way to attach a switch to the ceiling.
Well, that and all the network cables and things like that. But I've got plenty of network cable, though. I've got clips. We can make network cables.
Oh, no, I hate making those.
Well, who said you had to make them, though? I don't mind making them. I don't know. This would be an interesting idea. I feel like it would end badly. But, like, at the same time...
The problem is, what if you mess something up, and then you can't get it back together? Or
right?
Like,
exactly.
Or, like, you can plug everything back in, but then you have to explain to someone that, hey, there's a problem here. I don't know why. I don't know anything about why, but there seems to be an issue here. You might want to fix it. You know?
Oh, no, at that point, you just are like, well, and then, oh, great, I didn't want to swear, but anyway. Oh, you know what, in the moment, and I've heard people swear multiple times on Linus's channel with stuff like that. I can edit that portion out later. But anyway, it's one of those things where it's like, ah, crap. Well, there's going to be no internet for a few minutes. Well, not for a few minutes. There's going to be no internet for a while, but,
Well, I don't think it would actually cause an outage. It would just be like, you can't connect to this AP. Maybe some areas would have no internet because that's the only AP that they're in range of, but...
That's what I'm saying. But at that point, then, you just let the other people find out that there's a problem, let them contact tech services.
Oh, yeah, let them complain about it.
Exactly.
And then...
And you just, quickly, wrap everything up and hide it so that when they come in and they're like, oh, well, this access point must have just,
doesn't look like anyone messed with it.
Yeah, this access point...
They wouldn't come in. They would do it remotely because everything's hooked up.
Well, that's actually probably true. We mess with the configuration of it or whatever. Oh my gosh. Like, stuff didn't get saved.
Looks like someone went into the config here.
Right? I don't think those have configs. I think, well, to a certain point, I think they do because...
I think they do, but
well, like, you have to...
not much
I would imagine they have a static IP address.
Whatever they're connected to probably has a config. But
right?
Those probably don't have much of a config.
I hope, though, that, that would be the other problem, though, if there's, some, access control or something like that, an access control list.
You'd think a switch would be kind of transparent, wouldn't it?
Well, a switch should be, but what I'm saying is...
But at the same time, if you plug something into the switch, and then the switch sends it back to, whatever it's connected.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing in the back is going to be like, what's this device? I don't know.
Yeah, what is this MAC address? I've never seen this before. Nope, I don't like this. So, anyway.
I have a problem there.
Right, yeah. I'm trying to play with VLANs on my router right now in order to get, I want a separate VLAN so that I can, totally isolate my guest network. I tried to set it up the other day and it didn't work. It failed spectacularly.
The problem I have with that is that, who's even going to use the guest network?
Joe uses it when he comes over because I don't trust him on my main network.
Oh, you think he's going to break something?
Well...
Without trying to?
Well, I mean, I have my NAS on my main network, and considering the fact that he somehow managed to...
for erasing hard drives.
Exactly!
I think it'd be a little more difficult for him to manage to erase that, but I guess you never know, right?
You never know. I mean, I thought it was hard to erase that operating system on a running device, but apparently not. I thought that there was some, like, write protection that, you know, didn't allow that to happen, but apparently Joe figured out how to do it. So, yeah. So, yeah, I think it's much better to just let him play in a sandbox and call it good.
I think you're just looking for an excuse to set up a VLAN. It's something.
Well, no,
cool
I already.
do. I don't know.
Well, that, but I already have a separate guest network already. I just want to put it on a VLAN so it's separated more, and then I also have like the management side of it and things like that. And here's the other thing too: why I have a totally separate router for the guest network. Yep, totally separate router, different subnetting, everything.
Because you had a spare one laying around?
Actually, no. I went to Wally World, and they have one on clearance for like $15. And I was like, ooh, hey.
Close enough.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, ooh, hey, you know, like $15, sure, what the heck?
I can use that.
Picked it up. Yeah, it's like a cheap Belkin router and stuff like that. But I was like, hey, it's for the guest network. I could care less. I'm not going to be really using it. And so...
That's the spirit.
Well, the other thing I can do with the VLANs is set up QoS and, set priority over the main network. Or, like, the main VLAN over the guest VLAN to have, you know, my traffic push through first and take priority over the guest network. But here's the main reason why I have a guest network, and that is because I don't know what people from outside, you know, have on their systems. Like, I don't know whether they have malware on their systems, viruses on their systems. So by totally isolating them from my main network, it just adds peace of mind to me. Make sense?
Yeah.
So, and that's the main reason why I wanted to separate a totally separate guest network. That and the fact that I don't want people getting into my, you know, my NAS and stuff like that and things like that. So, but yeah, it's more of a security thing. It's like, no, you don't need to be playing around on my main network. I don't trust you. Well, actually, it's not that I don't trust people. It's I don't trust their devices. And so, yeah. But, in fact, I don't know if she texted me back. One of my friends, by the way, my friend has the, like, I swear, it is the laptop from hell. It, like,
you probably told me about it.
It has it out for me. I fix something on it, and then something else breaks. So, a long time ago, it was running slow. So I took it, did a format of the hard drive, everything, reinstalled it, and the webcam didn't work, right? I think the network driver didn't work, the webcam didn't work.
Probably had a proprietary driver.
Yeah, so I never downloaded the correct driver, right? Anyway, so, yeah, she's like, my webcam doesn't work anymore. I'm like, wonderful. Couldn't figure out what was wrong with it, and eventually we just got to the point where we left it. Well, a couple months ago, her aunt was having a problem with her computer, took that apart, cleaned it up and everything, and so we decided to take her computer apart and clean it up as well. Well, at this point, when we were taking it apart and at the point we were putting it back together, we were both exhausted, and it was like my third time putting it back together because I forgot to put, like, screws in or stuff like that. I forgot to hook up the sound cable. So she didn't have any sound for, like, 3 months or whatever. And so, like, the driver still worked and everything. Could have plugged a pair of headphones and it would have worked fine, but speakers didn't work because they weren't connected. So, anyway, so last week she comes over, and I opened it up, and sure enough, and it was funny, too, I did that whole thing where it's like, I'm going to take the keyboard off, I'm going to look inside, and there's going to be a cable just sitting there. Sure enough, that's what it was. Oh, and I happened to find the driver to fix the webcam as well. So, got all that back together, and I'm like, yes, I finally fixed it. Come to find out, the 0 key on the keyboard doesn't work now.
The what key?
The 0 key?
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So, although I'm blaming that on her, so I was trying to get the keyboard to come out, right? And in most, like, laptops that I've ever worked on, like, there's a couple screws holding it and stuff like that, and you just flip it over. On Toshiba's, what it is there's like a a little like metal clip piece in there that you have to like, you kind of have to pull up and then it comes out and stuff like that. Well, I thought that there was another screw that I had forgotten to take out, so I'm just kind of gently pulling on it and stuff like that, looking for the other screw and things, and I'm like, what the heck? And so she just takes the keyboard and she goes, pop, and she pops it up. So she's the one who ended up taking the keyboard out, so I'm kind of blaming it on her. I was being gentle. So... Oh, and she also broke her page down button. She was like messing with it and she like pulled it off and then I had to put it back on. So the keyboard thing I'm blaming on her. So
anyway. Does anyone even use page up, page down? Because I don't.
I use them when I'm using After Effects to move through the frames. Like if I need to move forward so many frames, if I hit the buttons, it'll move them forward or back. So yes, I do use them.
Oh, okay.
So in certain applications I do. But anyway.
I don't ever touch mine.
So, anyway. Alright, now that we've gotten distracted. But yeah, anyway, I guess service was restored. Oh yeah, back to what I was saying. So the outage appears to have begun around 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Some users reported intermittent or slow services, while others were unable to access the web at all. So yeah, maybe there was something connected. Hang on. What the heck? That's interesting. I must have clicked on the wrong thing. Okay. Anyway. So Level 3 issued this statement after resolving the problem. On Monday, November 6th, our network experienced a service disruption affecting some customers with IP-based services. You ready, Zach? The disruption was caused by... Wait for it. Wait for it. A configuration error. But still, somebody like went in, configured something, and configured it incorrectly, and then it was like, oh, crap. Half the United States doesn't have internet anymore. Like, oops. So, like, here's the thing. Like, for me, it would have been one thing, like, and accidents happen, I get that, and things. I just think that it's funny that it was actually human error instead of, like, hardware error. You know, like, a switch went down or something, or a router went down. But no, somebody was configuring something and they configured it incorrectly and then knocked down internet for, like, half the country. Yeah, right? Yeah, what do you say to your boss at that point? I don't know what I did, but half the country doesn't have internet now. Right? But anyway, we know how important these services are to our customers. Our technicians were able to resolve or restore services within approximately 90 minutes. So, anyway, I still think it's kind of funny that was like, oh, yeah, I configured this incorrectly. But what do they consider, quote-unquote, fixed? Oh, wow. You keep kind of dropping in and out on me, too. I wonder if that's partially due to the crummy internet service-ish. Yeah. So, alright, moving on to, oh. I almost forgot to, I almost forgot to roll that. That would have been, like, somewhat tragic-ish. Like, I never forget to roll the stinger. Anyway. So Microsoft right here. Now, I'm sure there are probably juicier stories. I just didn't look through everything. So I may look here in a moment. But we'll cover this really quickly. So remember Microsoft's huge push to get everybody on Windows 10? So, well, yeah, they were like, you know, oh, well, at first they were like, oh, upgrade to Windows 10. And then, yeah, and then they were like, yep, you're upgrading to Windows 10. Here's your date that you're getting. Right? Yeah, exactly. Like, it wouldn't give you an option. It was just like, yep. Yeah, it's not a suggestion anymore. It's happening. Here you go, whether you like it or not. So, right? I never experienced this, but I heard stories about, like, people who were having their computers, like, they would upgrade in the middle of the night, and then they come back, and it would be on Windows 10 and stuff like that. But, I never experienced that. I think possibly because I actually did upgrade, like, right away when it came out kind of thing. Or pretty close to when it did. I checked it out, and that lasted for probably, maybe 3 hours at most. And then I was like, nope, I don't like this, and I went back to Windows 7. To Windows 10? I guess I'm confused. What do you mean? So, you mean I went back to Yeah, so what happened was, well, I do have Windows 10 now, and I actually don't mind it now. I think part of what it was when I first upgraded was all the bugs that were still in it and things like that. It just seemed glitchy. It didn't seem like it worked very well and things like that, so I absolutely despised it. And then I started, when I started Nyack last fall, and Windows 10 was on the systems, and I started using it and things like that, I got used to it, and I was like, you know what, this doesn't seem that bad, actually. And that is the point where I decided to upgrade. So, anyway. Oh, you know what, I'm in the wrong folder. I'm looking for something, but I don't remember where I put it. Well, I had a chart at one, I'm sure it's outdated, but I had a chart at one point that showed the market shares for all the, oh, here it is. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, I was going to say, I had a graphic at some point in time that showed all the adoption rates and stuff like that for OSs. Here we go. Okay, the desktop OS market share. Take a guess as to what operating system makes up the majority of this pie, Zach. Windows 7, exactly. Any guesses as to how much of it makes up? Take a random guess. 35%. You're wrong. Right? Well, I'll tell you, you were a lot closer to, well, I don't know. 48.41% of the pie, so almost half of it, is made up of devices that are still using Windows 7. Really? Well, I'll let you take a guess as to what the second portion of the pie is. Any guesses? Yeah, it is Windows 10. Yep. Dang it. Where did that get? Oh, okay, here it is. I meant to drop it in here for you. It was kind of fun to like play with you. There you go. Okay, now you can actually look at the chart with me. So, anyway, okay, so Windows 7 makes up the majority of it at 48.41%. This graphic is, I think, from last year. So I'm sure things have changed, but still, like, you know, I'm sure it's still pretty relevant-ish and things like that. Yeah, Windows 10 makes up the second largest portion. Look at Windows XP, 8.45%. Yeah, that or businesses that are still relying on it. Things like that. So, Windows 8, like Windows 8 itself, is at 1.65%. It gets beat out by 8.1, because I think most people updated. Things like that. Mac OS X makes up 10.12, or, excuse me, makes up 2.91%, and then Linux is behind that, so. And I have no idea what other is. Is that, like, Chrome OS and things like that? So, anyway, but yeah, so there was this huge push to, you know, get everybody on Windows XP, or not Windows XP, Windows 10, excuse me, and things like that. And Microsoft was going to do it any way they could think of. Any way that they could think of doing it. And things like that. Well, yeah, probably. Anyway, so, yeah, exactly. So, well, and that was probably a thing where it's like, oh, hey, we got more people on Windows 10 now. That's why you should upgrade, because everyone's using it. Things like that. So, anyway, what they are doing now, which I think is really, really kind of funny. No, thank you. Wonderful ads. Anyway, okay. Well, okay, let's go back to the article real quick. So if you're looking to score a free upgrade to Windows 10, which, by the way, is going to cost you $119.99 at Microsoft, your options are starting to become limited. Well, they already are limited because, as you probably already heard, Zach, Microsoft was like, okay, we're done extending the free offer now. Now we want money. Well, okay, so for most, Microsoft's free upgrade program expired in July of 2016. So if you snooze, you know, you had to go out and buy it if you wanted Windows 10. However, Microsoft did not, or did offer one loophole for those still wanting to acquire Windows 10 for nothing, and that was to basically use or take advantage of Microsoft's assistive technologies in Windows 7 or 8.1. Or excuse me. Those that were using Microsoft's assistive technology in Windows 7 and 8.1 remained eligible for download until, well, actually, I guess throughout 2017. So, basically, you could take advantage of that and still get Windows 10 for free. And then, and to my knowledge, this was my walk around for it, was that, like you said, if you have a Windows 7, 8, 8.1 key, you can type those in and it will activate Windows 10. I think, well, no, I think it's starting to be stored in the BIOS now on, like, the newer systems I heard or something like that. Yeah, like, the key is stored somewhere. Yeah. Which I wonder how that works if, like, you have, like, a home edition and then you upgrade. Like, does it, like, resave it somewhere as, like, this is what you had? Or, I wonder how that all works. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how that all works. Or if you reinstall, you're, like, stuck with, like, the version that you, like, had, and then you have to, like, call them and be like, yeah, I want to re-upgrade or whatever, or type in the new product key or whatever. Things like that. Anyway, so basically the point of the story is that Microsoft is going to be shutting down this service, basically. Or this option for you to be able to upgrade to Windows 10 for free. and they're basically saying, okay, we're stopping it now, at least through the assistive technologies option loophole. Whether they're still going to allow you to do it using like a Windows 7 8 8.1 product key to actually do it, I don't know if they're going to stop that. But anyway, I guess they're stopping it. So if you were, you know, going to attempt to upgrade through that loophole, I guess it won't work anymore. At least, I guess once 2018 hits, I think, is when they're going to end it. Which I still think is funny. Wouldn't you think that Microsoft is still somewhat-ish going to leave like a loophole kind of in there unbeknownst to people? Because, like, exactly. And that's my thing, too. Yeah, I'm not sure how all that works, but I just think that it's funny that they had this whole push for, like, oh, gotta get people on Windows 10, gotta get people on Windows 10, we're gonna give it out for free now and stuff like that. And now they're like, okay, now we want you to pay for it if you want it. Yeah. But see, and here's the thing. I don't think Microsoft really cares about like what they're losing on Windows 10 now because of all the telemetry data and stuff like that they're collecting. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They're not losing anything. So I think in terms of like, you know, what am I trying to spit out? You know, yeah, in terms of like where they're making money now, it's not on the software anymore. It's the data that they're like, you know, data sells nowadays. And Microsoft has figured that out. A lot of companies have figured that out. But as I'm sure, Microsoft is late to the game on a lot of things. So, anyway. But, yeah. To my knowledge, though, like I said, you're still able to use like Windows 7, 8, 8.1 keys and type them in and call it good, and it activates and things like that. And I'm sure people are going to find cracks and other things like that to allow you to bypass things. You know, it's inevitable. But anyway. Yeah. You know what I've been looking into doing recently? And I really should do it. So I have my little Acer 2-in-1 tablet. I reinstalled Windows on it the other day. Just, you know, start fresh and things like that. And I still love how Microsoft, and you know what, I really should call them and complain and things like that, and I wish more people would call Microsoft out on this, and that is, why, Microsoft, please explain this to me, why do you reinstall software that I've already uninstalled? Let me see here. Let me see. Let's think about this for a moment. If I uninstalled it, it means I didn't want it. So don't reinstall it again. I don't want it. Like, I know. Man, that is one of the biggest things I hate about reinstalling Windows is I'm talking about the crapware that Microsoft comes with. You know, like Candy Crush Saga and no, it comes pre-installed with Windows 10. Because like I'm using because I'm using the but I'm not but see, here's the thing. No, but see, here's the thing. My ISO is coming from, well, I've used the ISO from DreamSpark. No, I don't think I've ever used that. I'm using the ISO that comes directly from Microsoft, which might be part of the problem, but, and everything. And maybe they, like, changed stuff up. Maybe they didn't used to, like, include as much bloatware, I guess. But, yeah, like, Minecraft is there. Microsoft's, like, all their extra crapware is there. Oh. You know which app I really wish I could get rid of? It's the stupid Xbox app. I love how Microsoft has decided, oh, hey, there are just certain apps we're going to install on your system that you can't uninstall. Yeah. Oh, here's the random Xbox app that I can't get rid of. Here is the... yeah, here's the People app I can't get rid of. Here is the Mixed Reality Viewer app that I can't get rid of. The Mixed Reality Portal that I can't... well, yeah, because those came in the Creators Update and stuff like that. Here's the Messaging app I can't get rid of. The Group Music app I can't get rid of. The... oh, wait, well, I guess if you're proficient in PowerShell, you can actually uninstall them via the PowerShell commands. But it's just one of those things where it's like, why the hell are these things on my system? I didn't ask for them. I don't want them. Give me the option to get rid of them. Right? That would be wonderful, but the problem with that is that from Microsoft's point of view, oh, but then we won't make money. Because you know damn well, okay, fine, that's true. Well, yeah, okay, but fine, okay. Okay, but in the case of like Candy Crush Saga or the Netflix app that gets installed and things like that. Like, those companies are paying Microsoft. And that's what happens when you buy a computer from, like, Best Buy with all the bloatware stuff on it. Normally, I don't reinstall Windows. Normally, I just uninstall the crapware. Although, in my case... right? In my case nowadays, though... right? In my case nowadays, though, I probably would end up doing that. And I think I did when I had my other laptops, because they had, like, the Home Edition. And I have Pro keys, and I'm like, what the heck? I'm just going to upgrade to the Pro option. Why the heck not, you know? Things. So, yeah, so I think I ended up doing that anyways. Stuff. But my whole point behind this whole rant thing, first off, is Microsoft, quit reinstalling. Like, seriously, when I reinstalled it, it was like, oh, Candy Crush Saga, the news app and things, like the Microsoft apps that you could uninstall. Like, I would uninstall them right away. And then I would restart it, and, oh, lo and behold, here are those apps again. It's like, I didn't reinstall them. I didn't ask for them to be reinstalled. Yeah, if I'm uninstalling something, there's probably a reason for it. Hint, hint, Microsoft. Hint, hint. But, yeah, so that's one of the things that, like, infuriates me about Windows 10 is when you reinstall it, all the extra crapware that comes with it that you uninstall, and then it comes back. And it's like, first off, I don't want it. Second off, Microsoft should not be installing crap on my computer without my permission. Like, just don't do it. I know they don't care. So anyway, I guess that there's some software that I can use to actually, like, create, like, a backup of, like, my system. And then Yeah, like an image. Yeah, an image. I think they probably do. So I think at some point what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my, like, one of the old computers that I have, because I have that old Gateway now sitting around. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to load up each operating system that I want. So like 8.1, and, well, probably not 8.1, but at least Windows 10. And then create an image, like a clean image with, like, you know, the normal apps that I would install, so like Chrome and stuff like that, with Flash already installed, Spybot Anti-Beacon already installed and stuff like that, and then just use that whenever I want to, you know, reinstall a system or whatever. One CD, pop it in, let it go. Well, no, you just don't install any drivers. Well, I don't know. You know what? Some research would have to go into that, but if I figure it out, we should definitely make a video on it. So, yeah. And that way, whatever, you know, it's like... Exactly! Exactly! Here's a crap-free image of Windows. Everything's good to go. So, anyway. Alright. Speaking of companies doing stupid crap, you know the number of times in that rant that I wanted to blurt out as another word, but I didn't want to swear again on the show? Anyway. So, Logitech. Now, I consider Logitech to be a pretty smart company, right? So, Logitech has announced that it's shutting down all services for the Harmony Link Hub, a plastic puck the company released in 2011 that gave smartphones and tablets the ability to act as universal remotes to thousands of devices. They're shutting it down. Because just like the Harmony Hub, like I have, I think it stores all your instructions and stuff in the cloud, and then it, like, pulls them. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how all that works. Anyway, so owners of the product have received an email from the company warning that the link will completely stop working in March. On March 16th, 2018, that is. Logitech will discontinue service and support for Harmony Link. Your Harmony Link will no longer function after this date. So, in essence, you... Yep, it just doesn't work. It's a giant brick. It's a paperweight. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. There's no explanation or reason given as to why service is ending in the email, but a Logitech employee provided more details on the company's forms, saying there is a technology certificate license that will expire next March. The certificate will not be renewed, and we are focusing resources on our current app-based remote, the Harmony Hub. So, yeah. Now, as you can imagine, right? So, as you can imagine, though, customers are voicing frustrations and anger towards the company on Reddit right now, with many vowing to stop buying products as a result of this decision. Yeah, I don't know. So, as is usual, the case with the case with angry customers, class action lawsuit is being tossed around a lot. Bizarrely enough, however, though, get this. It seems that Logitech has kind of sort of maybe, I don't know, censored that word on their forms. Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess the main appeal behind the thing was you could literally take your cell phone and connect it to this little hub thing, and then it would communicate via Wi-Fi to the thing, and then it would send out infrared signals to all your devices and things like that. So you could basically control them and things like that. So anyway, oh yeah, you want to guess how much this thing cost when you bought it originally? Actually, you know what? It doesn't say. So, well, the hub, I guess, is $100. So that's a new product. I mean, sure, yeah, it came out in 2011, but still, anyway. So if you still had, so anyone that had a Link that was still under warranty could upgrade to the hub for free. If your Link was outside of that 1-year manufacturer warranty, you could get a 35% discount to buy the hub. So the new product. So yeah, basically. But okay, now and there's a part 2 to this story this week. Actually, I think this is the first time this has ever happened on the Ram Show. So part 2, right? So angry customers, yada yada yada. Well, Logitech, of course, has been taking a lot of heat for this in recent days. And they announced plans to permanently, or as they announced the plans to permanently disable the thing, right? The little Link device. So on the 9th, which would have been Thursday, and let's see here. Let me see when the other article was written. Okay. Oh, okay. So the previous day, so the 8th is when this first article was written, and then the next day, this article came out. So the company then decided, let's see. Oh, is trying to make amends with customers by offering, get this now, all owners who have a little Link device a free upgrade to the hub. So they made right, basically. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess you have to ship the old one back to them, but yeah. Well, okay, so the hub does a lot more. That's what I have. We have a video on our channel, by the way, about oh, it does the same thing and more. And more. So, like, I actually have, so it actually comes with a remote. And like the cool thing is I can set up macros in it and things like that. So I hit one button and the TV and the set-top box and the stereo receiver all kick on, and it changes the source on my little HDMI switcher and things like that. So it's pretty sweet, everything. And you can do it through the remote or through your phone. So anyway, but yeah, so they make good. But let's see. I made a mistake. It was an honest mistake. Rory Dooley, I think that's, anyway. He's the head of Logitech's Harmony division. He told Wire, "We're going to do right by our customers and do the right thing. Logitech had previously offered a free hub to Link owners who were still under warranty or tried to surge frustrations for everyone else." With a 35% discount. But yeah, now basically, like I said, they're giving everyone one. So anyway, so happy ending. But my thing is did Logitech really think that this was going to go over well? I don't know if they actually knew that. Well, but see, here's the thing. So the hub does exactly the same thing. It's just like the newer version of it. that does more. I don't know all the logistics, but my thing is that, like, did Logitech really think that, oh, hey, we're just going to brick this device that people bought and basically turn it into a brick that doesn't, you know, like, you can't do anything with, and then offer, you know, anyone who's out of warranty, you know, a 35% discount off the new thing? Like, did they really think that was going to go over well? I think not, but anyway. So, I'm glad that Logitech made the right move and said, okay, fine, you know what, we screwed up. We're going to give free ones out, so everything. But yeah. I'm kind of with you though. It's like, okay, but see, and here's my question, even more so. So, if the hub, a Harmony hub, basically does the exact same thing as the Link, then why couldn't they just kind of merge the technologies together? Ish? I'm not sure why that wasn't a thing. Anyway, so, alright, rivals Intel and AMD, which stands for Advanced Micro Devices. I didn't actually know that. Did you? Well, you're more of a hardware person. Anyway, so Intel and AMD are actually teaming up to produce a laptop computer chip that uses an Intel processor and an AMD graphics unit. So, the partnership will pit the two companies against competitor NVIDIA. The new chip will be made for laptops that are designed to be thin and portable, but still powerful enough for gamers who need a stronger option to play intensive games. It'll be part of... Oh, excuse me. Yeah, that is an interesting question. Because AMD has their division for the whole graphics thing. Stuff like that. Although, here's my question. Well, hang on. Let's continue real quick here. So it'll be part of Intel's 8th generation Intel Core line and marks Intel and AMD's first partnership since 1980. Well, the 1980s, actually, I should say, according to the Wall Street Journal. The laptops built with the new chips won't be competing with AMD Ryzen's chips, which are also designed for ultra-thin laptops and due out at the end of this year. AMD specified that these new Intel chips will be aimed at serious gamers, whereas Ryzen chips can run games but aren't specifically designed for that purpose. You know what? I just thought about this, and that is that are Intel and AMD actually going to get along on this whole thing? Like, it is kind of interesting to see the two, like, because generally when you think about it, they're rival companies. So it's interesting to see them teaming up and things like that. I don't know. Anyway, I'm curious to know, because you're the hardware one. What are your thoughts on all this? Okay, makes sense. Interesting. Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. Intel says this is the first consumer product that uses the EMIB Small Intelligent Bridge design, which allows information to be passed quickly in extremely close proximity. The bridge allows chips to be both smaller and more powerful. The new chips will use HBM2 and can be used in devices including notebooks, 2-in-1s, and mini desktops. Is also what? Great? This... Explain HBM2. Oh, wow. Well, that's good. Yeah, push more data through. So, anyway. So, well, it'll be interesting to see, if the two companies can get along with each other. And then what exactly is, like, the product is going to look like and stuff like that, so. But, I think this will be an interesting thing to follow. So Intel and AMD looking to, kind of get in there and, right? Yeah. Ooh. Man, I am getting sleepy now. I don't know why. Yeah. Well, and okay, I went to bed at like 4, but I slept in until like 10, so, well, I guess I don't know if you can really call that sleeping in. Anyway. Oh, possible changes coming to the RAM show in terms of start time. So, and I will explain. So this is both a good thing and a bad thing. So I got good news and bad news, Zach. Which do you want first? Which do you want first? I'll let you take your pick. Do you want the good news first or the bad news first? Well, okay, fine. The bad news isn't super bad. We may be looking at changing the start time of the RAM show from 5 to 5:30. So, and here's why. So, currently, due to some circumstances at my employer, I may be changing positions. And because of that, there will be some different hours that I would be working. And so to accommodate the RAM show, we may need to push the start time back just a little bit to, like I said, 5:30 or something like that. But anyway, so if all that ends up happening and things like that, we'll discuss it and we'll let everyone know and things like that. So anyway, I have nothing else to add for this week. Zach, I doubt you do too. So, oh, real quick here. I totally forgot. We actually have a kicker this week. So, I don't know how much you go to McDonald's. Probably not that often, do you? Okay. That's because they're coated in sugar. You know they're coated in sugar, right? They're lightly coated in sugar, and that's what gives them that golden brown color when you fry them. Well, salty and sweet, that's what people like, so anyway, with that being said, if you are a fan of McFlurries at McDonald's, and considering the fact that you don't go very often, but I can attest to this because I worked there for 4.5 years, or no, 4 years. And that is the ice cream machines always seem to go down. I can't tell you how many times, you know, I would have somebody come in. Can I get an ice cream cone? No, I'm sorry, the ice cream machine's broken. So, some lady got frustrated with this whole thing and decided to actually make an entire app that you can put on your phone called Ice Check, and it will tell you whether or not the McFlurry or the ice cream machine in your local McDonald's is working or not. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, well, and here's the thing, it's not completely accurate-ish because it relies on people submitting data into the app, basically. So, there is apparently an option to allow, like, the store managers, or, like, the general managers of the store or whatever that, to actually go in and say that their machines are down. Whether they'll actually go in and do that or not, nobody knows. But yeah, it's just one extra thing that they'd have to do and stuff like that, so. I didn't. Yeah. When I left, it was one of those, I don't get paid enough to deal with all the stuff that's going on. I didn't get paid enough to deal with all the drama. Yeah. I do hope you're being sarcastic. Sometimes I'm not quite sure because of the way you say things, but I was pretty sure you were being sarcastic, but yeah. Yeah. To be a fly on the wall and watch it happen? Yeah, to be a fly on the wall and watch it happen is funny, but not to be a part of it and things like that. It's just like, oh man, I'm so over this and things, but yeah. So, my favorite part is I left, right? And then I got a different job and I went in, you know, for food and things like that. My old store manager is like, oh yeah, you can come back anytime you want. You know, we'll take you back and everything. And it's just like, yeah, no thank you. In fact, you know what was funny? So, I had quit, had another job. Things didn't quite work out there, so then I applied for another job. And around that time, I got a phone call from the district manager, and he said, hey, we have some new positions that are available. Your name came up. We thought, you know, possibly you'd like to, you know, come back. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, no. Yeah, exactly. It was like, yeah, give one. Especially the way I was, like, treated at the end and stuff like that. It was like, no, I'm not coming back. No. Like, you can't pay me enough to come back. So, anyway. No. Well, yeah, but I would never get it. And that's the thing. And so that's the thing, too, is like, and even if I was going to get it, it's like, I don't want to put up with all the drama. So, you know what? I think the people at our store enjoyed, like, creating drama, too. I could be wrong, but I'm sure some of them did. But, yeah, I do not miss working there. So, although, sometimes I think it would be interesting for, like, me, you, and Joe to go there for, like, a day. And, like, I'd love to watch you guys, like, try to survive. One day. I think... Yeah, I think it would be funny to see you, like... How long do you think... Okay. Realistically, how long do you think you could actually make it? Okay. Well, I would probably, if we had our choice of doing this and things like that, it'd make for an entertaining video, probably. The tick. Well, probably for you guys, considering that none of you have ever worked at a McDonald's before. uh it'd be funny to put you guys like in the kitchen on the line, like during like dinner. It probably wouldn't be how fast can you get yourself fired. It would probably be how long does it take before I just step in and start doing everything. Like, yeah, Zach, you're not moving fast enough for me. So, I actually did that. uh... So that actually happened one time though. I was running the kitchen. I had somebody who was newer, and I had the managers up front basically, "Where's our food? We need food. Come on, we need food." And so I finally got to the point where I just kind of like stepped in and basically pushed the other person out of the way. I was like, "You're not moving fast enough for me." So So, yeah, my problem is, and I wish I could, my problem is I, like, can't force myself to not care enough. Sometimes. I care too much about things, but, yeah, anyway. So, yeah. But yeah, if you want to check out that app, it's only available for iOS right now, but, what is it? Yes, Ice Check is what it is called. So. You know what, though? I wonder if this app actually... You know what? I'm curious. I am curious real quick here. Hang on. Ice Check. Ice Check. Here we go. Okay. 3.8 stars. Somebody says, finally, a way to find working in big capital letters McDonald's ice cream machines. Some people do. Let's see. Love the concept of this app. I just wish it had my town on its list of McDonald's. I have no idea where the locations are that it displays. Don't even waste your time. This app barely lists any McDonald's stores. Well, yeah, it's still fairly new. Let's see here. Yeah, interesting. I think, like, it's mostly showing stores in... possibly California or Florida, maybe? I could be wrong. I'm not quite sure where. Yeah, I'm not quite sure where. Anyway, so yeah, but that's a thing now, I guess. So yeah. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and call this a Ram show for this week. We rambled a lot more than I thought we were going to actually this week. So yeah, but I'm just kind of feeling out of it this week though. So, which is funny because I have pretty much done nothing all week. So anyway, maybe that's part of the problem. I don't know. Anyway. All right. If you enjoyed this episode of The Ram Show, thumbs up if you didn't, thumbs down. Get subscribed below if you, yeah, I think that's below. Get subscribed if you haven't done that already. Turn on the bell so you get notifications whenever we upload a new video. And, new content coming soon. New intro coming soon as well. I finally got that made. And I just got to make a couple little tweaks to it, and that'll be ready to go. I'm excited. And, we'll see you next week here on The Ram Show.